Good evening, Daf Salvi Tet, 99. A few lines from the top, let's say around 12 lines, 15 lines from the top, Teshma. We're still continuing in the halachot of a person who works for somebody else. Does he acquire a piece of it, or does he get paid for his work at the end? And we're also going to do a quick crash course into Masechet Kiddushin, or this halachot was quoted a few times. Okay, let's see. Tashma. Someone gives a garment to a craftsman. The guy finished it and told the owner that it's ready, but the guy didn't pick it up yet. Even from now until 10 days, you do not are not over on the avera of not paying wages overnight. If he gave it to him halfway through a day, once that day the sun goes down, that owner is now chayav on not giving payment. If you want to tell me earlier that we just said that the craftsman acquires what he works on, he should not be acquired on wages. He's not getting paid wages. He's getting paid for partnership in the item. So how does that work? When I say it's not a good proof. He was softening the wool of the cloak. That's not an improvement. The one says so soft. If the guy is giving it to the craftsman, he's trying to soften it, and Kevin did he's softening. That is an improvement. So there is an improvement going on. He answers it now. He hired him to stamp on it, to soften it by stamping on it. He's paying him a coin for each stamping he does. That is wages for labor are not a contract. And now that we saw earlier that it wasn't for stamping, but rather as a contractor, that shows the proof according to Rav Sheshet. The guy is paying for a kablan or contractual work. You build my house, I'll pay you afterward. There is an over of not paying overnight or not. Does he pay after or not? You are over from the fact that we had to switch the case over here. Let's say Rav Sheshet is arguing into Rav Aseh, and he holds that there's no you don't acquire the improvement of the kli. Marshmu baraha b'shliha igarta. When Rav Sheshet said that you're chayav for a contract, is referring to when you're paying him to deliver letters. That's a service that's being done, contractual work, but that's not any improvement happening. It's just you're doing your job. Let's say it's a mahloka tanaim. Asali sharim nizamin b'tab'ot. The lady gave gold to a craftsman and said, "Make me an anklet, earrings, or rings. The akadesh lach, and I'll be married to you with that." Once he makes it, she's married. According to the mayor. But say that she's not married until the money reaches her hand. Now, what does it mean, money? If he was referring to the gold that she gave, that sounds like she's married. She gets a mikudesh from the gold that gets returned to her when it's jewelry. But that sounds like Rabbi holds that the gold is not good enough. So how can it be mikudeshet? Is referring to other money, and therefore, when Rameir says that he has to be when he makes his version mikudeshet, it sounds like he gave it to her the jewelry, and he gave it to her that jewelry itself is good enough to be mikudeshet. And therefore, we see that they both would hold that you acquire the item from beginning to end. And also we see that if someone who wants to get married to a woman with a loan, she's not mekudeshet because you have to give cash, but over here you're not giving cash. If you want mekudeshet with a loan, it's machloket whether or not that works. If you're forgiving her loan, if you're giving her a loan that she can collect from somebody else, does that work or not? It's machloket. So we're trying to prove here that it does not work. My lab maybe should be based on whether or not the guy acquires the improvement of the utensil. Earlier we said, that's referring to, does he acquire receipt? Is he getting paid day by day like a craftsman? Or like wages? Seems like the mayor will hold that you do acquire the improvement to the kli. But anyone and Rabban hold that you do not acquire it. Rabban says, let. The kula amma follow along, pay attention because there's a lot of moving factors, but it's not hard. Everybody holds anyone the craftsman does not acquire the improvement. Whether or not the laborer, let's say this guy who's making the jewelry, does he earn $100 a day, or he's getting paid $1,000 at the end for his work? Rabbi Meir Savar include that's all. No, you only get paid for what you finished, and that's it. But on Sabbath, actually, that's off. Rabbi Nan hold that no, that payment that he's getting paid at the end for everything that's earned day by day. Everybody holds that you're getting paid from the end. That it is day by day. They're able to use a loan for marriage. The reason is the Rameir will hold that if you would use it to be Mekudesh lady, it works. But on Saturday, make the and Hamim hold that it does not work. But about Mar, the Kud Amma Yeshna itself, it seems like everybody would agree that the beginning to end person is receiving is eligible to receive wages every day for what the labor is, not just at the end. Everybody holds that the loan is not good enough to be Mekudesh. And also, everybody seems to agree that you do not acquire the improvement to the item. That's where the mayor would agree over here that even giving back the jewelry would not work. What's the case over here? Over here is where the guy added to it his own gem. Right? So she gave him a piece of gold. He gave him gold into a ring, and he put an emerald on it. The mayor holds that when you're dealing with a loan and a piruta. What does that mean? So if the guy says, you know what, I'm giving you this loan as kiddushin and $100. It's machloket whether or not that works, because maybe the guy has da'at, he has intention that she should be mekudeshet through the loan, and if that's the case, it doesn't work. Or does the guy have intention to be on the piruta on the other side cash, and therefore it should work? So the mayor is over here because the guy put the gem on top of the ring that he made. The mayor holds that it's his da'at on the piruta, and that's why she's mekudeshet. But on sabri milah piruta da'at, he holds that when he gives it with the loan and a piruta, the da'at, the intention is on her intention is to be mekudeshet with the loan, and therefore it doesn't work. Ubetul Tanya tonight that name is following is as follows. The Tanya. If a guy tells the woman, be mekudeshet with the wages that you already owe me, and mekudeshet doesn't work. Be mekudeshet with me that you will owe me, mekudeshet it works. Because once he does it, then he should be mekudeshet. Rabbi Natan says, with the wages that you will owe me doesn't work. For sure, and definitely the ones that you already did doesn't work as well. We'll explain what the difference is. The B'nasi says something else. Really, they said ben basachar she'asiti imach ben basachar she'es imach, whether it was future or past wages, and the mekudesh doesn't work. But if he added a separate gemstone, mekudesh it works. So first of all, my ben, now you can tana kama tana kama bit and it's the same thing. Equinale sehir. The difference is regarding wages, meaning does it work by the beginning to end or middle or just at the end? So according to Tanakama, he holds that it's only at the end. Therefore, when he gives it to her at the end, it doesn't work. Binatana holds that it's from beginning to end, and therefore, when he gives the finished product, she'll already have owed him from before. Now, what's Rabbi Nasi's point? Bein Rabbi Natan, Rabbi Nasi, Ika B'nai Milva Pruta. The mahalka between Rabbi Natan and Rabbi Nasi is Milva Pruta. Rabbi Nasi will hold that if he gives her the extra jewel, the da'at will be on the piruta, and that's why it works. Amar Shmuel, Tabach Uman Shigakil, an expert shahit that messed up while slaughtering, Chayav to reimburse you. Maziku Posheahu, he calls him a damager and negligent. We'll explain. This is the owner told him, slaughter where you're supposed to slaughter over here, and the guy decided to slaughter somewhere else. Yani, he messed up. Why did I say damager and negligent? Why didn't you say he's a damager? He's chayav. The only mentioned damager. That only sounds like we were paying him to be shochet. Maybe when he's working for free, he'd be patur. We call him posheahu in negligence. Teach you that even if he's working for free, he's still chayav because of negligence. Someone gave an animal to a slaughterer and he made it a nivelah. He didn't do it well. Uman patur, if he's an expert slaughterer, he's patur. Hadyot hayav, but if he's a rookie, he's chayav. The imno ten zachar, if paid him, ben hadyot ben uman hayav. If paying him, he's always chayav. Amaleh, lekar mohach. Your brain is mushy. Yani, you don't know what you're talking about. Meaning they try to bring a question from here that we see that it doesn't, that it makes a difference, that an expert guy is chayav when he works for free. Over here, we don't see that. So that the expert will be chayav. Sorry, the expert would be patur against Shmuel. So Shmuel said, no, you're messing things up, and we'll explain why. Another rabbi asked the question in the same braita. I see from this braita that an expert is patur, not chayav. He said, he'll receive the same treatment as the other guy. Yana, your brain's also messed up. I brought you the story of Meir. You brought me Rabbanan. Why don't you be medayek for my word? Pay attention to what I said clearly. I said he's negligent and a damager because it's as if he slaughtered in the wrong spot. Who says this? The mayor holds it. The a person should pay attention to make sure not to damage someone else. So how did mayor? What do you mean he quoted a mayor elsewhere? What's the other mayor? If this is defining the mayor. That what Itnan Kishirob Alav Musaribal Albafav Karawi. We had this in if someone tied up his ox correctly. That he's taking damages. Ben Tam Ben Wad Hayab automatically Hayav. David Rabbi Meir holds that you should always be careful. The one says that's different though, because Hatam Bikra Epilogy. That's not a good proof for us, because over there, the Meir brought that from Halacha from the Pasuk. Maybe there are an extra mayors from here. He gave wool to the guy to dye it, and he, instead of making it red, he made it black. What do we say? We say or shachor is vice versa, black to red. You have to pay for the value of the wool. And then hatam biyadam kil obinav. He said over there, it's where he burnt it, and that's why he's chayav. Maybe a different proof the mayor holds that you are by an expert. Tanya, someone broke a pitcher, did not remove it. Now, someone's camel fell, you didn't pick it up. The mayor says, Hayab bin Iskan, Hayab for damages. Patur from Adam, but Hayab bin Ishmael. The Kaimalam didn't cut Posheahu Pligi, referring to the case where the guy who trips on it is considered negligent. And that's where we learn that a person is negligent if he doesn't pay attention to what he's doing. Okay, an expert who slaughters and messes up, he's chayav. Even if he's an expert, as if he's from the tzipori, the best. Was a certain shocher who messed up in front of Rabbi Yochanan. Told him, bring me a proof that you have, show me the proof that you're an expert in slaughtering chickens, and then you'll be patur. Prove to me you are an expert, and then I'll make you patur. Seemingly, he'd better make him patur because he's an expert. Like Hashem, where he says you're patur if you're an expert, that's why he's working for free. But over here, be chayav by an expert because he was being paid. Whoever wants to make the slaughterer chayav, if you're asking the shochet to slaughter for you, Yakdim dinar, pay him before he slaughters it. Give him a tip before he slaughters it so that he's getting paid, and if he'll be chayav if he messes up. I have a question. Someone takes wheat to the guy to grind it. He didn't soak it first. Therefore, he messed up the bran, became coarse or fine. He gave flour to the baker, and it became bad bread. He brought an animal to slaughter, and it became because as if he's getting paid, seemingly saying that an expert guy, even if he's not getting paid, is as if he's getting paid, and she automatically chayav. Big question. That bracket is referring to the case. All those guys are chayav, not because they're an expert that's as if he's getting paid, rather he's an expert that is getting paid, and that's why he's chayav if he messes it up. There was a case with an animal slaughtered with hagrama. Hagrama is not look at whether or not it's a method or it's a situation of a certain type of slaughtering. To look at whether or not the animal's kosher. So the guy did it. and therefore it's a safek. Rav says you're patur from paying back the guy. Rav Kahana met that guy. They were part of the betin. And Amrule Avid Bach Rav Tarti. Rav did two things to you. So what does that mean? Two things, good or bad? My Tarti, either my Tarti like if you mean Rav did two bad things to you. Maybe he should have said that if the animal was kosher according to the Biyaseh, but he said it was pasul, like according to Haramim, and we said it's machloket. That's one bad thing. And even if he holds a Karbanan, he should have made this the expert chayav. Therefore, they're saying, oh, they're bad mouthing Rav. Maybe there's the two things they're talking about is bad mouthing Rav. He had two ways of helping you out, but he didn't. He could have made it kosher and he could have made the guy pay you, but he didn't do anything. Can I allowed to say something like that about the other judges? Like she had said, when people judges leave the courtroom, they should not say to the losing guy, what can I do for you? I said you were patur, and they outruled me. What can I do? I was outnumbered, but I tried to help you out. You can't do that. If you were in part of a court case, you cannot reveal who said what. That's considered tail bearing. You're peddling tails. Rather, they're saying Rav did two things to help you, even though you didn't get paid. First of all, First of all, he said you shouldn't eat it. He called it pasul because he didn't want you safek pasul. Also, he said the guy's patur because he didn't want you to take money that did not belong to you. He saved you from possible robbery. Interesting way of looking at things. Itmar. Someone gave money to a money changer to see if it's good money. The guy said it was fine, and he found out it was bad. Tani hada uman patur. One person said expert patur. Hajat hayav, but a rookie is hayav. Tana idach different person says ben uman ben hajat hayav. Whether or not it's expert or rookie, automatically hayav. Stira. When we say uman patur, mikigon denat danku isur lo tzich migmar klav. It's referring to a case of danku and isur, who were the top experts, who don't mess up, who don't need to learn anything else. They know everything inside out, and that's the case of patur because they are the best. That's the case. How do they make a mistake? They know everything. Where it says we say they made a mistake. They said, "Oh, this coin is good." Meanwhile, that second that they said this coin is good, at that time the king was middle of switching currencies, and therefore they had no way of knowing. That'd be the mistake. There's a lady who one time showed the dinar to Rabbi Chiyat to say Aska was good. Amar la me'aliyahu. He was a professional and he said this is a good coin. The next day she came to him and said, they told me, so I showed it to whoever it was, I tried to buy something, and they told me it's not good, it's bad, and I can't use the payment. So you messed me over. Rav told him, told Rav, sorry, go exchange it for her. So the rabbi who was posek told his nephew Rav, you go reimburse her for my mistake and also write down on my records that I made a mistake. The Gemara said, why is he different than Danku Isur? He's a professional just like Danku and Isur. He's on that level, and therefore he should be patur. He also knew everything, and therefore he should be patur as well. He was going beyond the level of the law. The says, the pasuk says, you shall be known to them. What does that mean? This is have livelihood. Torah shall be your livelihood. The derech, do chesed. You shall go. Do bikru cholim. Bah, zu kivura, mitzvah to bury the dead. Actions, zehadin. Do everything to the din. Actually, that you shall do. That means going beyond the letter of the law, go beyond. So even though he should have been patur, he made himself chayav for the lady because he's going beyond the letter of the law. We'll stop here. Amen.